Okay, thank you very much once again, our beloved Principal Secretary, for such a wonderful work, really leading us safely through this meeting. And allow me still to appreciate our dear honorables who have been still with us till the time we started. Indeed, thank you very much for being patient, because those are one of the qualities of a leader, is that we have to be patient in most circumstances where things seem not to go all that right. As a leader and as a person who is persistent, we should always come and we see everything back on the round table. I want to inform you, dear honorables, that all you have raised, we really appreciate, and we take it so crucial that we cannot underlook even the minority point that has been risen from you. I want to inform you that as the Guild Cabinet, together with the Ministry of Academics, St. Lawrence University, we have been working so hard, tirelessly, to ensure that students' academics are not affected at all. And most of the points which have been risen here, I want to inform you that I've already written a letter to the administration answering some of these challenges that students are facing, not only during this time when we have resorted to online study, but even some of these problems have been there in the past times. I want to inform you that as the academic minister, we have managed to request the administration to make sure that student results are displayed. The fact is, this one we have been hearing it from a number of students complaining if really they will get back their results. Here is where you find a student is like in year 2, and you find he has not received results for even year 1, for year 1, semester 1 and semester 2. This really affects us as students, and I've risen this point to the AR, which has promised to give the reply. And maybe to highlight on this issue is, as students, we need these results very fast, because this is the only way a student can go ahead to determine if really he passed. Does he need to do a retake? Does he have any missed paper? So without these results, we believe there is no way a student can determine his potential and his success. So we are working hard on that, and trust me, by this week, we hope that we shall have some positive results on that issue. Then I also want to give you some clarity. Some of you have reason points where students are still affected by this online system. The fact is, it is affecting not only the students, but even some of the honorables in the Guild Cabinet. They are sweating seriously. So this is not something which is very new. Therefore, as the Ministry of Academics, we saw this is a very big point of concern, though at a time someone might look at it as a small point, but it is a very big point. So we are requesting this administration to come out with clear views on this, to ensure that all students adopt to this new generation, to make sure that all students adopt to this new system, because this is technology in which students have to learn its applicability. So on that issue, I want to promise you that I was to meet with some of the IT people in the Department of ICT. I was to meet them, the IT technicians who are in our system here of SLAO. However, I came a little bit late, of which I would like to apologize. I've not met them, but by tomorrow, believe me, I'm going to go to them. I want to go, and if they can produce that video clip systematically on how a student can apply and everything that is required, let's say joining a lecture at a particular time, all those necessary points, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And we have opened up, we have come up with an initiative as the Guild Cabinet. We have come up with a YouTube channel. So all of these video clips that are going to be produced, please you'll help me inform students that we are going to put them in that YouTube channel where they will be going and they see all the process on how to apply. Then at the end of it all, we hope our students will be okay. Then I had another honorable raising a point where he said, no, there should be a link such that once a student taps on that link, it takes that student direct to the lecture at that time. This is very, very crucial. In fact, I thought of it, and since I've seen that some of you have these very same ideas, we really appreciate, and I'm going to ask the administration if at all they can help us with that. It can be much more better. I want to assure you that St. Lawrence University, as the administration, they are also working tooth and nail. Just as you know, this system, we have just started it. And in fact, it is not only St. Lawrence University who might be facing these small challenges at a time, but a number of institutions. But as we are still adopting to the system, we hope that sometime everything shall come to be fine. Then our Prime Minister raised the point where he said lecturers are not teaching them. Then really how comes? Because this is a priority why students come, why students are paying. And if a lecturer is not teaching, then that one really proves him not really working towards his profession. That is very, very bad. And I want to inform you this point is a very serious issue. And in the next letter which I'm presenting, this point should be there. In fact, I wanted as coordinators, just as we started yesterday, you note all of those lectures that are being missed out. Then at the end of the week, we compile them and we look through them. We compile and we make the final assessment. We see really is there teaching, or the university or lecturers have not been teaching. And if so, then we should know the reason why are they not teaching. Then there was also a problem which was in fact associated with orientation. We have been working with the IT minister, and I want to assure you that he disclosed to us all of these problems. He assured us why the orientation system was like this. Maybe through the communication of the guild, he will have to highlight more about this point, because this one really affected a number of students personally. I didn't even join the orientation. I didn't. By the time I was trying to enter, they told me the maximum has already been reached. So this was a very, very big challenge. We can see the majority of the students were left out. That one brings us to a total answer that most of the students didn't learn during the time of orientation. So on this point, it is the guild who will give some conclusive remarks. But as they are to make a final recapture on this, I would request if the administration can really repeat that system of orientation that was done last time. They adjust it to a number, at least to around 1,000 students, because still we are very, very many students. And if you can limit it to 100, then even in the ratio, that one is not really there. So I don't really agree with this, and this is very, very, very wrong. I want to conclude with these points where Honorable Taban, the coordinator for human resource, raised. In fact, his points, when I looked through, are like the same almost to our Prime Minister, by lecturers claiming they have not been informed of the system. And also the issue of enrollment is still hard for students, of which I've tried to clarify that those videos, we are going to put them in our YouTube channel. For those who can do, you can just type in Slowly Students Approach. You will find everything there probably by tomorrow. Then lecturers are communicating direct to students instead of communicating to the coordinators. The fact is, this is a very, very, very great challenge in that in everything there is a mode of communication. And communication is a process. It is not something that but it is a process that has to move from one step to another, that has to move from one level to another. Probably it follows even hierarchies. So on this issue, I would also request that if really by the administrators doing this, it's like they have not taken value of our coordinators, yet these coordinators are the ones who are appointed to represent those students. And this is also another way you find that most of the students are not picking the relevant information from the guild here. Because at times you find it is a coordinator being informed of a program from a student. So this one really makes the process of communication very difficult, at which a coordinator can also not communicate, because he will be aware, all students are aware of what is doing what is taking place. So we are going to rectify seriously through this system to make sure that everything is following a step after the other. Personally, to give a conclusive remarks, I want to inform you as coordinators that we have started this system, of which we want to leave it as a legacy, that a coordinator is also, in fact, we believe, Mr. Honorable, there are even coordinators there, those coordinators who can work very well on the guild cabinet here. And I believe some of these coordinators, like Honorable Taban, he told me he's an LC1 in his village. So we have people, these people have skills. And if we just go ahead to leave these people outside, then it becomes very bad, in that we might not benefit from those skills that they have. So we want to bring all coordinators very, very close to the guild cabinet, such that it will not again require, it was in fact giving me a lot of headache on how to get access to the students. But when in fact there are some coordinators I'm not seeing, like Oloya, is it Eric Oloya? Please, I found out that these are the real people who can easily access those students. So I want to tell you that we honor you so much. And as a guild, I talked with him. In fact, I will present a letter to the guild. If really there can be some kind of, like some token of appreciation to these coordinators of ours, then that can be really better. Otherwise, we value you so much and we do love you so much. Inform students that everything we are trying to work on it, and where we shall fail, we want to assure you that things cannot fail completely. Instead, whenever it fails, it gives you an effort to move to the next step. Thank you very much. We love you so much because of time, and we are using that, as I told you, for my use Android. I would like to end here. When I speak of Android, most of the honorables, like the Prime Minister, understand it. So please, I would beg to end here, and I take back the microphone to our speaker of today to take us through the program of which we are soon to finish. Thank you very much. Is it there?